What's happening, folks? Back with another reaction, back with some more Aha. And we're going to listen to another demo from the Scoundrel Days Deluxe Edition. Thank you to all the folks who've continued to follow this journey, as well as Phil for providing the Deluxe Edition among the rest of the Aha catalog. And we're going to skip over the demo for Maybe, and we're going to listen to the demo for Soft Rains of April. It's a tune I find very intriguing within the context of their first couple albums. It has a majestic scope and sweep to it, but it also feels a bit more abstract and unique compared to a lot of the other tunes, meaning a bit outside what I have come to see as the wheelhouse of their first couple albums. Now, granted, that's just the opinion of someone who's become a big fan in the last couple years, not someone who's known their music for decades, but it just, again, sounds a bit more unusual, or, like I said, abstract compared to a lot of the other driving, percussive, and keyboard-focused songs of their first two records. So, yeah, I enjoy it. It has a heavy emotion to it. It sort of swells toward the end of the track, particularly in Morton's vocals. Now, the demo version here is called the guitar version. So, on the surface of it, I would expect the guitar to play a greater role, to perhaps replace maybe some of the keyboard sounds. Either way, let's see what it is. This is Aha and the demo version, called the guitar version of the song Soft Rains of April from their 1986 album Scoundrel Days.
Just got up today and my thoughts are miles away with you. The soft rains of April are over. The soft rains of April are
Clearly shorter than the album track. I'm quite confident in that. I feel like the album track, it rolls over and it does that same snare roll that it does to start the tune, and indeed that seemed like the major difference, with the presence of the guitar giving that repeated percussive or frenetic sort of intro, whereas in the album track it's a snare, it's like a drum roll that starts the tune, and that comes back later in the studio or the album track as far as I remember. So yeah, number one, it felt like it was shorter. Again, maybe the initial ideas they had for the track, and then it was expanded, slightly altered, and made a bit bigger. Now the sweep or the heaviness of it emotionally felt very similar, but yeah, sonically, that little almost funky keyboard or like synth bass rhythm, it stood out a bit more in this version, whereas the melodic sweep of the studio or the album track is what I really remember from going through the record proper. And again, I think if there is a notable presence of the guitar relative to the original, it's in that opening section, which is, you know, only, what, 5-10 seconds long, something like that. So yeah, in some ways, notably different from the album track, even if the overall feeling is the same, if that makes sense. Morton didn't seem to go quite as big vocally, but maybe that's because the section where he does that in the album track was not yet fully developed near the end of the tune, so yeah, an interesting one that in some ways is similar, some ways different. I suppose that's going to be the case with a lot of these demos. They were works in progress, they were songs that had been put on paper and recorded, but not necessarily fully developed, so in any case, an interesting one. Do let me know if you agree, and I will see you next time. Peace.